Welcome back to our continued coverage of the Snapdragon Pro Series. As always, I'm your host, Glitter Explosion. Split 2 ladder play has finally come to an end in both of our regions, ladies and gentlemen, so we've got a lot to talk about. Over in Yermina, Strut wasn't just a clever name for the top-ranked team, and neither was Tryhard for their French superstar. He opened up with a battle blimp and some balloons, which put an impactful dent into Mark's defense and opened things up for his next attacks. Tryhard continued his attack with the Royal Couple, activating the King's Rush to prolong his life. This was effective enough to destroy several additional structures, including the Town Hall, before the King finally dropped. Then, my producer's favorite units, Hog Riders, came in with a Grand Warden and a Royal Champion. This push laid waste to everything that was left, and after dropping the sole remaining Inferno Tower, cruised easily to the 3-star victory. And Strut wasn't done there. Later in the war, Finland's own Ast took on Passy and decided to have the King lead the charge in the south completely by himself. Eventually, the King needed some help, so Ast sent in a Queen and a log launcher to push deep into the heart of the base. Against the north side of the base, Ast deployed the trusty armada of balloons with a Grand Warden and some minions to support. Between the Warden's invincibility and a rage spell, there was nothing Passy's Town Hall could do but fall to rubble. From here, it was smooth sailing to the 3-star for Ast, and the automatic invite to the challenge for Team Strut. Now, the next story we're updating is one that we've been following since the beginning of the season, and that's Time to Throw, formerly known as Time to Plague. Now remember, in Split 1, they fell from 1st to 6th place and then failed to qualify in those open finals. Then, Split 2 started looking eerily similar when they fell from 2nd place to 6th place. How did they fare in this final week? Would their name be an omen? Well, they took on Inquisition, a team that's been consistently in the top 10, and ND opened things up by stacking multiple spells onto the treasury. This resulted in a group of hasted and invisible skeletons and bats chipping away and bringing the building down to half health. All the while, a Yeti and a Flame Flinger were working on the east side. The siege gained momentum once it crossed 50%, with ND sending in tons of balloons from the northeast. They all converged on the Town Hall and made quick work of it, while some reinforcements came in from the west. A squadron of minions managed to survive the chaos and cleaned up the MGU's base. Time to Throw was looking good early. Demo followed up ND's unconventional strategy with some funny business of his own, with a Grand Warden cosplaying as a queen, complete with her usual healers. This ended up working out surprisingly well against Simon K's defenses, as the group made their way east and met up with some fresh balloons. The whole army then rained intense firepower onto the Town Hall. With that down, Demo dropped 2 rage spells as the units rushed forward to eliminate the rest of the defenses. These unusual tactics from Time to Throw worked out, landing them another 3-star attack and the easy win in the war versus Inquisition. With that win, Time to Throw got the monkey off their back and climbed way back up in the rankings, but finished just shy of where they wanted to be. They'll have to duke it out through the open finals in order to earn their ticket to the challenge. Now, there's one more team in these rankings that we have to highlight, and that's Entropy Gaming, who was just able to sneak into the open finals near the bottom of the Split 2 ladder after they barely failed to qualify for the open finals in Split 1. With a chance at redemption on the line, they took on Exalt Might, and Bully was on the attack against Matika's South Heavy base. He started by putting down some balloons and a Grand Warden, and he activated the Warden's ability early to secure a good amount of damage. With the south side's defenses down, Bully secured the Town Hall by activating the Seeking Shield. He then turned his attention to the west, starting with a Queen and a King, pushing to meet up with a contingent of balloons and Dragon Riders coming from the south. Once the groups met up, they laid down mass destruction that was aided by a couple clutch, freeze, and rage spells. This led to a 3-star attack for Bully and set the team up with an early lead. Lelantos was up next, and he started slow and steady with a Queen and a few balloons, hoping this small squad could crack an opening in STE's defenses. He maximized the efficiency of these few units with a rage spell on the Queen, while also dropping a Balloon Dragon combo, creating a 2-pronged attack. To keep the aerial assault alive, he dropped a freeze spell to stop the Inferno Tower and another rage spell to supercharge the balloons and dragons, securing the Town Hall. From there, it was just cleanup time as Lelantos got the 3-star, securing the win in this war and the invite to the Open Finals, where they will be taking on RVNT in the first round. If they win that match, they might have a chance to take on the team that knocked them out of the top 9 in Split 1, Repotted Gaming. But Repotted would also have to beat Aphelion for that to happen. Make sure to tune in Sunday, June 5th at 5 in the evening Central European Time to see which of these 8 teams will take the 3 remaining tickets to the challenge. Now, you'll recall that last week we debuted a brand new segment, Guess the Percent, and I know you've been looking forward to this all week. So it was Shadow attacking Not Jordan with Lavalunion, and this is where we left off. Now, let's see where Shadow took it from here. Okay, there's the big balloon drop backed up by the supporting Grand Warden. Now let's see how it finished up. Oh, the Grand Warden is still alive as the time winds down, but is there enough time on the clock? Oh, the pushback. I don't think he's got it. Look at that! A time fail, 98%. Dang, producer's starting this thing off with a tough one. Did anybody get that right? Did you get it right? If you did, let us know in the comments below and give us a link to the original tweet for proof. Now, on to this week's puzzle. This week, we're taking a look at an attack between Crash Esports and No Chance Ice. Jared has a pretty sweet base going, but let's take a look at the attack Loch Ness had in store for him. Okay, take a moment to consider all the possibilities. When you're ready to make a guess, make sure to tweet it at us using the hashtag #GuessThePercent. We'll reveal the answer during our live broadcast of the NA Split 2 Open Finals on Sunday, June 6th. It starts at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, so mark your calendars. Now, let's move on to NA, where Split 2 has finally come to a close and the fight for the invites to the Open Finals has been fierce. Happy Endings had a lot of ground to make up if they wanted to overtake War and Glory, who held first place in the rankings through the first 2 weeks of Split 2. As they began to lay siege to No Chance Ice as part of their quest, it seemed as though they may have run into some trouble. Mayhem failed to destroy the Town Hall of Omni Apollo, leaving him with just a single-star attack in a war versus a strong top 8 team. Not a great omen. No Chance Ice was looking to secure the best possible seed going into the Split 2 finals, and they knew they had to come correct versus the seemingly unstoppable Happy Endings. As Tony Gunk laid down a highly efficient siege involving Super Bowlers and an Archer Queen, supported by healers, it seemed like they had a chance. Indeed, his army would go on to completely wipe out the base of Mayhem, who had struggled versus the defenses of Omni Apollo. Things were looking promising for the Frosty Fighters. But Happy Endings would swiftly remind No Chance Ice that a single poor attack is easily offset by amazing teammates. Michael Snipes sent a King Raging into the left side of Jared's base and, with the help of some minions, managed to deal significant damage. The real threat would come from above, however, as Michael Snipes then committed balloons and a stone slammer to finish the job. In fact, thanks to the expert removal of defenses by his earlier attacks, that air army would prove to be completely sufficient. Happy Endings ended up winning this war and literally every single other war they fought in Week 3. But alas, it just wasn't enough to overcome War and Glory, who finished this split in first place and secured the automatic invite to the challenge. Despite some hiccups in Split 1, Nick has taken the next step in his contest with Lexnos. One of them has a chance to call themselves the first ever 5-time champion at the Snapdragon Pro Series. Things were not so different near the bottom of the ladder as teams vied for that coveted spot in the finals. And one team I've been rooting for from the beginning was able to sneak in. That's right, it's my guys, the Flaming Turkeys. Beyond just having the best name in Split 2, they also managed to defeat War Thieves last week. Stevert would help start things off with a brutal assault versus Blake, using a mixture of dragons, balloons, a queen, a grand warden, unicorns, and electro owls. Say all that 5 times fast. Stevert was able to deal some serious damage in a short amount of time. With the base in shambles, it was just up to Sievert's army to clean things up and secure that 3-star win versus a powerful foe. On the War Thieves side of things, it was not going quite as smoothly. After a bit of prodding with balloons in the north, Top Eric decided it was time to commit on the western side. He committed a Warden with Electro Owl and healer support to begin chipping away at the defenses of Sievert. Time was of the essence, so Top Eric sent more heroes into the fray, dropping an Archer Queen with Unicorn support. As they chipped away at the western side of the base, Top Eric then went for the all-in attack using balloons, super bowlers, a king, and a battle blimp to try and seize the 3-star attack. His army would lose the momentum necessary to win, however, and as time ticked down, it was clear that the successful attack was out of reach. His teammate Beast would try to make up for the deficit by launching an all-out attack from the east versus live on your TV. He first committed a Warden and an Archer Queen, then followed up with a heavy air attack, which showed promise until a short while later when it was clear that time was going to be a factor. With a Warden and Archer Queen still alive, it was going to be close. Very close. As the Queen got knocked out, it was all up to the Warden, and Beast could do little else but watch his time run out on the failed assault. It was simply not enough. So it all came down to Live on Your TV, who had to try to secure a 3-star victory or at least bring their team's average up to compete on percentage. With heroes supported by healers and a Flame Flinger off to the side, this attack dealt a crippling blow to Possum King's base. As the siege got picked off to the east, the Queen was also knocked out by defenses in the west, leaving only a handful of troops and rocket balloons to try to win the day. Just a few balloons remained, and the ground forces in the south had to do a bit of walking to reach more structures. But it all paid off in the end, as Live on Your TV would put up 96%. Just enough to win the tiebreaker and secure 8th in the standings and a spot in the finals. Well, that wraps up the Split 2 ladder as War and Glory join Chazmac, Empire, and Fuzzy Wuzzy in the challenge. The rest of the teams will have to battle it out for the remaining invites in this brutal double elimination bracket. Will Golden X wreck the competition, or can War Thieves steal the day? Will Omnipotence be all-knowing, or can the Night Shift thwart their plans? Will Happy Endings halt the push dead in its tracks, or will the Flaming Turkeys be put on ice? You'll just have to tune in and find out during Open Finals number 2. See you there!